All right. Today's lesson is titled, From the Time That the Daily Sacrifice Shall Be Taken Away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up. Run, tell your children, tell your children's children. Tell the person next to you while you're running. All right. I'm going to start the lesson off in Luke 21:28 because it's something that you should have been telling, or something that we should have been taught from our forefathers. Doesn't matter how you get taught, as long as you get taught, or you can just pick up the Bible and interpret it for yourself by asking the Lord for understanding. Hopefully you will acquire the understanding through your knowledge of this end of days prophecy. And so I wanted to make this lesson so I could, kind of help those who possibly don't understand it. Maybe we can put a little bit of premise behind it. And so I'm going to start the lesson off in Luke 21:20. Luke 21:20. Because remember, from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, run, tell your children, tell your children's children, tell the person next to you while you're running. Luke 21:20. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out. And let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth near. All right. So we're gonna go to Matthew next, so he can add to it a little bit. We're gonna go to Matthew 24:15. Matthew 24:15. All right. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation. Abomination of desolation. We're supposed to know who the abomination, what's going to occur during the abomination of desolation. Who the son of perdition is. Who's going to set up. Where they're going to set up. In Jerusalem. How he's going to appoint himself. We should know these things. Are we from Rome? So back to 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. That right there, I need to go read Daniel the prophet. Matter of fact, if you haven't read Daniel the prophet and you're reading and you're watching this video, press pause right now, go read Daniel the prophet, and then press play. Spoken of by Daniel the prophet, or continue, and I'll give you the short version in the lesson. Because I'm going to teach it. I'm going to teach it. Spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. Brother, can you go to the closet and get your new J's that you bought? Or them old ones? Or the new whatever gadget? When this happens, negatory. Like the title says, run, tell your children, your children's children, the person next to you while you running. Verse 19, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. Hold up. Neither on the Sabbath day. If this abomination of desolation hasn't occurred, and it's stating here that pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, that confirms that the Sabbath day is an everlasting covenant. But there's preachers and people out here telling you that Sunday is the day of worship because man switched that day. Everlasting covenant. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be short, there should no flesh be saved. Thank God for that. People are saying that it's 7 years. It's 3.5 years. I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to add it up and divide it for you. 3.5 years. He will be given appointed time to rule, of course. Everything has to happen according to the word. But as it says here, and except those days should be shortened. If they are shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. So that's letting you know that there's going to be flesh saved. There's going to be individuals during the 3.5 years of tribulation. There's going to be individuals, knowledgeable individuals, because of course you have to know the place of safety in the wilderness. You could read Isaiah 35. And so, for the elect's sake, those days shall be short for the elect's sake. Thank God for those who have their spiritual eyes on. Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. This ain't nothing new. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. He comes the same way all the time. It's all throughout the Bible. You have to read your Old Testament and your New Testament. I'm gonna jump back to Exodus 19:16, so we can put a little lightning light on this situation. We're gonna collab over here with 24 and 27. We're gonna compare that with Exodus 19:16. 19:16 says, and it came to pass on the third day in the morning, that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceedingly loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. Of course, this is around Moses' time. I'll let you all go back to Exodus, but I just wanted to correlate something right there. You got Exodus 19:16 with Matthew 24. Of course, I mean, that's his M.O. That's his M.O. Lightning and thunder. You ain't going to mistake the Son of Man coming. It's not going to be no mistake. But like the passage here says, someone may say, he's in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he's in the secret chambers. Believe it not. You are not going to be able to mistake. All right. So I'm going to jump back to Luke 29. And I'll read on down a little bit. Because like I said, like the title says, from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, run. Tell your children, tell your children's children, tell the person next to you, text somebody while you running. So we'll go back to Luke 21, and I'm gonna pick up 29, 21, 29. I'm going to read a lot of book. I'm going to read a lot of book. 21, 29. And he spake to them a parable. Behold, the fig tree and all the trees, when they now shoot forth, ye see and know of your own selves that summer is now near at hand. So likewise, when ye see these things come to pass, know ye that the kingdom of God is nigh at hand. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. To the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Until the abomination that maketh desolate set up. Daily sacrifice. It's a wrap. Animal sacrifice is already wrapped. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass away till all be fulfilled. 33. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And in the daytime he was teaching in the temple, and at night he went out and abode in the mount that is called the Mount Olives. And all the people came early in the morning to him in the temple for to hear him. Of course, this is when Jesus was teaching. He was speaking here in the temple. Like they say, these are the ones that are, I don't know if you can see it, can't see it there, but these are the ones that are in the red. They're in the red. Jesus said, of course, he said, he set up the whole book for us. You know, he created the world. But, you know, so I'm going to jump back into the lesson here. I'm going to go to Mark 13, 14, Mark 13 and 14. So we're going to get us a thorough understanding of the title and what I am teaching throughout this lesson here. Because the title, like I said, the title is from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination that maketh desolate set up, run, tell your children, tell your children's children, tell the person next to you, text somebody, email them while you running. You might fall over or just scream while you running. Alright, Mark 13, 14, 23. Don't try to go out like Iron Man and build your own suit and this and that. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. 13, 14, and 23. I ain't saying you got your pistol on you. You know, you might want to ride with that. Like I said, if you're on the rooftop, don't even go down into the house. It's time to get down. Mark 13, I'm getting down. I'll show you how quick the brother can run if all this go on. He built it over there in Jerusalem. I'm going to show you how fast a brother can run. 13 and 14. 13 and 14. But when ye, is you know, Luke said it, Matthew said it, Mark said it. Like when mouth of two or more, in 2 Corinthians 13 says, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. Shall every word be established. Mark 13, 14, 23 and 33. Also in Matthew 18, 16 it states, but if he will not hear thee, 1 or 2 more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established. In the Old Testament, Deuteronomy 19:15, when witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity, or for any sign, in any sin, or for any sin, or for any sin, in any sin that he sinneth, at the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. Shall the matter be established. Mark 13, but when ye shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand. Then let them that be in Judea flee to the mountains. And let him that is on the housetop not go down into the house, neither enter therein, to take anything out of his house. And let him that is in the field not turn back again for to take up his garment. But woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. And pray ye that your flight be not in the winter. For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time, neither shall be. And except that the Lord had shortened those days. Shortened. That's the second time we've heard shortened. Now, I'm going to break it down throughout the lesson. I'm just warming up. But I want us to know about this abomination of desolation that's spoken of by Daniel the prophet. I need to go read Daniel right now. If you didn't hear the first memo, read it. Go back and read it. Press pause. Go read that. All right. So I'm going to start back at 20. And except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days. Because we all know he's called and those are chosen. He knows who's written in the book. Sure. And then if any man shall say to you, lo, here is Christ, or lo, he is there, believe him not. For false Christ and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders, to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. He already let his people know. It's written right here in this book. I'm going to continue reading here. Go all the way down to 33. 24. But in those days, after the tribulation. Now this is after the tribulation. The sun shall be darkened. I believe another verse, immediately after. The sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. And the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. Great power. Of course, we know another thing, we're going to see lightning. Great power. Say the heavens scroll back like a scroll. Great power and glory. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of the heaven. To the uttermost part of the heaven. Alright. And of course, in another reference, we have the four winds as being four armies. You got Babylon, Medo, Persia, Greece, and Rome. Of course, he sent them on us. If you know about prophecy, he sent them on us. Of course, when Israel started to rebel, and he didn't want them to be his priest anymore. Of course, Israel is always will have to be the priest. I said it's ways, I think a pastor said it's a protocol that he has to go by. And this protocol, is through Israel. Alright, so I am at verse I'm going to go up to 26, well, 27. Here we go. And then shall he send his angels. I already read that part. 4 winds from the uttermost. 28. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When her branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near. So ye in like manner, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. Thus saith the Lord. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch, and pray, for ye know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at even or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning, lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch. Watch. So we know what's going to happen. We know we're now a little bit more knowledgeable about what to watch for. Because the abomination that maketh desolate set up. When that occurs, it's time to get on down. Watch. Alright, so I'm going to go, because we've been talking about Daniel. I'm going to go to Daniel 12:11. Now we're going to read some Daniel. We're going to read Daniel. We are going to read it. We're not going to hop around it. We're just going to read it. I'm going to read it aloud. I'm going to be like a press play, and bam, there's the Bible verse for you. I'm going to be like a virtual Daniel Bible verse. Just press play. I'm not going to, obviously I'm not going to say all of Daniel, but we're going to touch base with 12, 11, 7, 10, and then we're going to jump to Revelation. And then we're going to call it for this evening. But Daniel 12 and 11, I'm just going to do one verse here, and then I'm going to jump into Daniel 7. Daniel 12 and 11. And from the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, and the abomination, because that was my title, the abomination that maketh desolate set up, there shall be 1,290 days. 1,290 days. Blessed is he that waiteth, and cometh to the 1,305 and 30 days. But go thou thy way to the end. B. For thou shalt rest and stand in thy lot at the end of the days. Now, 1,290 days. I'm going to take out my little calculator here. And I'm going to put 1,290 days. I don't know if Can't really see it. Just take my word for it. 1,290 days. Divide that by 365. Or 360. Use banker's rule. Or I think it's somewhere in the passage here. It's just use 360. But we're going to do 365. And I got 3.5342465. 3.5. So that's one. One finger goes up. Because, you know, as we have here, it says, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established. Should be established. And so, now let's go to Daniel 7. Daniel 7, we're just going to read the whole, I think we're just going to read the whole entire chapter. Daniel 7, 1 to all the way to 28. Alright, in the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the 4 winds of heaven strove upon the great sea, and 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion, and had eagle's wings, as we all know, lion-like. Beast is Babylon. You go to Revelations, it's characterized as the mouth of a lion. You have, continue on here, it says, I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, a second, like a bear. Of course, we know feet of a bear, like a bear, that's Medo-Persia, like a bear. And it raised up itself on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it. And they said thus unto it, Arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another, like a leopard. Leopard-like beast, of course, is greased, like unto a leopard in Revelation, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominions was given to it. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceeding, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. Of course, that's Rome. 10 horns, the 10 kingdoms. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in his horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. I beheld till the throne were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open. I beheld then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake. I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed, and given to the burning flame, aka lake of fire. brimstone city. As concerning the rest of the beasts, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and time. I saw in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the vision of my head troubled. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and made me know the interpretation of the thing. These great beasts, which are four kings which shall rise out of the earth. 4 kings: Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. Then I would know, but the saints, and it says, these great beasts which are 4 kings, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the 4th beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, break in pieces, and stamp the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. 3 fell. Barbarian tribes conquered Rome. Vandals, Ostrogoths, a little bit of history, Aruli, and 3 fell. Even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. I beheld the same horn made war with the saints, and prevailed against them, until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possess the kingdom. Thus he said, the 4th beast shall be the 4th kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Hence, abomination, desolation, sounds like something's going to be broken into pieces. But one who's really going to be doing the abominating is Jesus, God of war. His vengeance, he's going to serve it. And so, 10 horns, 10 kings. Oh man, it's just a lot to take in. Are we from Rome? Obviously, looks like it. Not today, Jack. We ain't from no Rome. From Israel. We ain't from Africa. Africa. Would you think for 1 second that your African brother, if you was from Africa, would your African brother sell you for ammunition? Well, what's going on in Sudanese right now? That might not be a fact. because you would shoot, they'll probably sell you for some bubble gum. But how is it that people think that we are restrained to the African continent? Egypt is in Africa. Egypt, the Hamites were from Egypt. Those were black people. Jews that are over there now are imposters. Tell your brother Esau to get off the land. Well, of course, the scattered children of Israel can't get them back on the land until the appointed time when the Gentiles is up. And right now, the Gentiles have the clock on their side, but the time is ticking. Well, it has always been ticking. Of course, we don't know when that day will come, but we do know, like the title states, from the time that the daily sacrifice, which we read in Daniel 12:11, daily sacrifice shall be taken away, the abomination that maketh desolate set up. Run. Tell your children. Tell your children's children. Tell the person next to you, his neighbor, text somebody, send a Facebook update. Why you running? Gotta go. Get on down. Let's go to the wilderness. Read Ezekiel 35. Alright. Now, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Times and laws. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of this is already occurring. All right. How are the people supposed to know about the Day of Atonement, when that month is, if we're using the Gregorian calendar? For one, if everything is centered around Israel, at the simplicity we would use a calendar that we know of. But of course, especially us, those of whom are black and who have been in, the children of slaves, that appointed, that option wasn't given to us to amend. And so you have things like Sunday, that was the Roman Emperor Constantine switched that day. He was the sun god. He was the sun worshiper, rather. He probably wanted to be a sun god. He was a sun worshiper. Christmas, all this, the list goes on and on. All of this comes from Rome. So he's going to speak great words against the Most High, shall wear out the saints, and think to change time and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. Bing! That's number 2. You remember the first one? 1290. Divide that by 3. We're going to say 365. Divided by 365, 3.5. And this here says, and they shall be given into his hand. Of course, we all know what's going to occur with that. And I'm going to teach that a little bit more in a lesson. But it says here, because he said, for the elect's sake, remember, it's going to be cut short. Cut short. We have a time. And we have and times with an S on it. That's plural, which is going to mean 2. And the dividing of time. So we have 1 plus 2, the dividing of time, which is half, which equals 3.5. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven, shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Here, hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations, much trouble, and my countenance changed in me. But I kept the matter in my heart. Imagine you acquire this information, you acquire this knowledge, you see this dream, and you gather some understanding about it, and your whole countenance change. Don't look like Jesus is coming to hug everybody. You don't spread the love, alright? Blood for the thirsty. Now that's love for his saints, for his people. Alright. So now, like I said, we know who the four winds. Of course, he blew them on us. I think a passage said he didn't use it as a fan. Shoot, they came to wreak havoc, blow us on us, but you know that happened. But those four winds, you have Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. Of course, I have here, let's see here, I've got some other information here. Head of fine gold. That's Babylonian. Breast and arms of silver, Medo-Persia. Belly and thigh of brass, Greco-Macedonia. Greece, rather. Legs of iron, feet partly iron, partly clay. I know you've heard of those. Roman. Those just other titles for them. Alright, so let's keep it going. We're going to go to Daniel's 10:11. We're going to jump Daniel's 10:11. We'll go all the way to 21. Daniel's 10. I said we're going to read Daniel today. I had a stepbrother called Daniel. Daniel's stepbrother. Growing up, I was happy I had a stepbrother. I was like, man, I had a stepbrother. His name Daniel. And, you know, later on, and they ended up having children. I had two brothers. I got a stepbrother, 2 brothers, well, 3 brothers in all. 3 brothers and a sister. Daniel 10, 11, and 21. Daniel 10. Daniel 10, 11. Alright, Daniel 10, 11. And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright. For unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. Then said he unto me, fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thy heart to understand, and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard. From the first day. Man, now that's gaining favor. Thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the king of Persia. Now I am come to make thee understand. Because even Daniel had to get a little bit more understanding on what on the knowledge that he acquired. And when he had spoke such words unto me, I set my face toward the ground, and I became dumb. Oh, well, hold on. Let me go back to 14. Now I am come to make thee understand what shall befall thy people in the later days. For yet the vision is for many days. And when he had spoken such words unto me, I set my face toward the ground and became dumb. And behold, one like the similitude of the sons of men touched my lips. Then I opened my mouth and spake, and said unto him that stood before me, O my Lord, by the vision my sorrows are turned upon me, and I have retained no strength. For how can the servant of this my Lord talk with this my Lord? For as for me, straightway there remained no strength in me, neither is there breath left in me. Then there came again and touched me one like the appearance of a man, and he strengthened me, and said, O man, greatly. Well, hold up, back up. Toucheth me one like the appearance of man, and he strengthened me? Man, bro was just without strength. And the touching. And said, O man, greatly beloved, fear not. Peace be unto thee. Be strong. Yeah, be strong. And when he had spoken unto me, I was strengthened. When he spoke unto him, he was strengthened. And said, Let my Lord speak, for thou hast strengthened me. Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Greece shall come. Well, Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and Rome. But I will show thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth. And there is none that holdeth with me in these things but Michael, your prince. Alright. So now I'm gonna jump to Revelations 13. We might come back to Daniel and read 11. But we're going to go ahead and go to Revelations 13. And we're going to read. We're going to read it because, of course, Revelation is going to reveal to us, because we now know we're going to watch out what they say in Daniel 10 and Daniel 12 and 11. From the time that the daily sacrifice shall be taken away, the abomination that maketh desolate, set up. Wrong. Tell your children's children, person next to you, the neighbor, text somebody, send them an email, Facebook update, Twitter, a quick Vine clip while you're running. So we have Revelations 13. Where you gonna run? You're gonna run to the wilderness. You know what the wilderness? Let's see here if I got something here. Gonna run. Let's say to the in Judea.